Good morning everybody, hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe. It is Wednesday, June the 3rd. Firstly, thank you so much to everybody who contributed to my little experiment yesterday for likes and comments. I was kind of overwhelmed. It did take me a while to get through to back to everybody, but I hope I did. If I didn't, I do apologise, but I think I did. I do have some more comments to follow up on from last night, so bear with me on that, I'll do that today. It didn't have much of an effect on views. I got a few more, so thank you. But what it did have an effect on is subscribers. I got 23 subscribers yesterday for the channel. So thanks for everybody who did subscribe yesterday, whether you're lurkers who've watched a few videos and thought, well, now's the time, or brand new to the channel, then thanks for everybody who did that. I do appreciate it. You'll see that there is the theme parks closed board is no longer with us, and that's because the theme parks are no longer closed. Yes, you can split hairs and say, well, Legoland opened yesterday or Monday. Yes, it did. It isn't in Orlando. I don't go there. I don't cover it in any news, so it didn't count for me. So Universal Orlando opens to the public, AP holders and resort guests today. So that's why their board isn't here. I think it's stuck on 79. It'll be forever stuck on 79 days closed, and that is long enough. So the normal kind of news, US cases trending up slightly, not exactly sure why, didn't see any news on that. Florida cases down, I think for the 5th day in a row, but deaths have spiked up to 70. There was some news coverage on that, but inconclusive. I've got it in the video though later. More protests in Orlando downtown yesterday. The police did have to fire tear gas at protesters who stayed out after the curfew. It wasn't just for that, they were doing other things, so again I've covered that in the news. Bars are still not allowed to open. I'm not exactly sure why. Restaurants can, bars can't, so go and fathom that one. There is now pressure on Ron DeSantis to open bars up. Universal Studios, as I say, open today for annual pass holders and resort guests, and today and tomorrow it's just for them only. Public gets in on the 5th. I don't have a pass, unfortunately. I won't be going, and I do have quite a lot of work to do as well. I do have a day job apart from doing this in the early morning. Tons of information actually on the Universal website, FAQs coming out of your ears. I've covered all of them, from car parking and City Walk into theme parks, into hotels and Volcano Bay. Lots of information there, so if you are thinking about coming or are coming soon, or just want to mug up on what's going on over there, then please do have a look at that. They do have a video as well. It's about 3.5 minutes. I've not included it in this video, but I will link to it. It's really good actually. It goes through all of the operational changes and what you can expect when you get to Universal, so I will link to it. Do have a look at that. I think they've put together a really good video there. So that is the news headlines. If you're new to the channel and you've just come up across all this guff at the beginning, then that's not normal. Welcome to the channel. Please do subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll get this stuff. I did say I'm going to lay off the news a bit. The news seems to be coming to me. So as long as there is news to impart to you guys, I will be here doing that. If there isn't any news, I won't be sat here. So yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell, you'll get the news when it happens. When I'm back in the parks, I will be vlogging in the parks again, and you'll get that as well. Okay, let's go to the news. US cases yesterday was 22,278. You can see there's a very slight increase in the trend now. We had 617 new cases in Florida yesterday. That's the lowest in 5 days. We did, however, have a spike in deaths yesterday with 70 recorded, and that's the most in over 3 weeks. This was reported on, but the Department of Health is saying that these numbers can be delayed by several weeks. There were more protests in Orlando's downtown area last night. Some protesters did defy the curfew, threw bottles and rocks, and were tear gassed by police. I haven't seen any reports of other violence or looting in the Orlando area. Bars are still not open in Florida, and there's increasing pressure on Governor Ron DeSantis to open them. If a bar owner's liquor license is one where alcohol accounts for more than 50% of revenue, they haven't been able to open yet, whereas restaurants serving alcohol have. Following yesterday's reopening of most of Universal Orlando's hotels, their 3 theme parks open today for pass holders and resort guests. Both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure are open daily from 9 AM to 6 PM, while Volcano Bay is open daily from 10 AM to 5 PM, and City Walk's current opening hours are 4 PM to 8 PM. Universal's website now has an extensive list of FAQs, general FAQs, including information on things like face coverings and temperature screenings, as well as mobile food ordering and confirmation that Grad Bash and Grad Venture 2020 have been cancelled. Parking is complimentary at the moment, but Universal say that is subject to change. Note that it says that City Walk is open from 4 PM to 10 PM, but due to curfew, it's actually closing at 8 PM currently. Pass holder discounts have been increased in a range of stores in City Walk. FAQs for theme parks confirm that there's limited capacity and that reservations are not required for entry. There's information on social distancing and then bespoke information for Volcano Bay. There's a lot of information given on Universal hotels. This includes what guests need to do in and around the hotel, and they can get a wristband which tells staff that they have a temperature of under 100.4 degrees. This means they can come and go through the day without being temperature checked again. There's also information for guests who do have a temperature of over 100.4 degrees. Universal Express starts again from June the 8th, and early park admission will be available to those guests staying in resort hotels. It does appear that resort hotel guests have priority when it comes to getting into the parks, and there's a reminder for self-quarantining for people from the tri-state area and travel restrictions on international markets. So US cases trending up slightly, not hugely, very, very slightly. I don't know whether that's because more and more states are opening up now. I know Louisiana's now, I think it's going into phase 2 on, it's either today or Monday, it's very soon though. I think they might be the first state to do that. And Louisiana is actually one of those states mentioned in Universal's FAQs and video. So, you know, I don't know what Louisiana are doing. I guess they're a law to themselves. Look, that state governor can do what he likes. I'm very pleased that Ron DeSantis isn't doing, well, I do wish he'd communicate and say when he's going to do it or when he's thinking about doing it, but he's not doing it at the moment. We're still in full phase 1, have been since May the 18th. We seem to be doing okay in terms of cases, as you can see from the chart from Florida. Down again, deaths spiking, not sure why. It could be the same as deaths aren't reported on a Sunday, backlog of cases, usual kind of spiel. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. I hope it's not a spike that's going to continue and it's simply just a recording issue of cases. The protests do seem to have gone off relatively peacefully last night. There was a lot of people downtown, and for the most part they were peaceful. Some people were throwing rocks and bottles around City Hall at the police and stuff, and I believe that's why they were tear gassed. I'm hoping police aren't tear gassing protesters just because they can. That's different to what happened in Washington DC when President Trump went to St. John's Church, where protesters were kind of bundled out of the way and tear gassed, and an Australian TV crew was jostled to the ground. This isn't happening, I believe, in Orlando, and long may that continue. The curfew is still in operation, 10 PM to 5 AM, and that's why City Walk is closed at 8 PM, not 10 PM. So yeah, a ton of information on the Universal website. I'm really pleased they've done that. I can see Disney following suit quite shortly before they open, and I'm sure they're going to have a very nicely produced lengthy video to tell you all about Disney, but kudos to Universal. They've done really well there, I think. Have a look at those FAQs. There are a ton of them, and they'll give you all the information you need. Good news for resort guests, early access as was the norm prior to COVID. And then the express passes aren't available from today or tomorrow, but I don't think you'll need them because it's only annual passes and resort guests. So they're available again from the 8th of June, Monday I think. So yeah, they'll go back into operation and you can buy them again. That is it pretty much for today. Stay safe everybody, stay well. I'll maybe see you again tomorrow depending on how much news there is to give to you. So I'll see you then. Alright, cheers for now. Bye bye.